New or used, car, truck, or SUV anywhere else. Just like Amazon, Hagerstown Ford will deliver the vehicle to you, where you are, and on your time. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. Why waste your time at a car dealership playing the dumb back and forth games? Besides, we hate it more than you do. I assure you, no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. will beat our price. No dealership from Chambersburg, Pennsylvania to Baltimore, Maryland will beat our price. And no other dealership will allow you to return it if you don't want it. Hagerstown Ford absolutely provides the best experience at the best price. Visit HagerstownFord.com to schedule your VIP experience. Click on the vehicle you want and get your new ride delivered to you at no risk.
See dealer for details.
Contractors, builders,
covering
masons,
Franklin and
home
Washington
improvement,
counties.
do-it-yourself.
It's Let's Talk Tri-State with Tiny and Katie.
Welcome to Friday's edition of Let's Talk Tri-State with
You've made it.
Yes, I know. It's finally here. The weekend is here, and it's going to be warming up a little bit. We're going to get to that in just a second. But first, we want to make sure that we thank Home Right Windows and Doors, the right choice, and they were voted winner and best of the Tri-State 2024.
If you like what you are hearing on 92.1 The Goat, you can check us out streaming live every single day, Monday through Friday, noon until 2 on YouTube. All the info, all the links are available at 921thegoat.com.
Let's take a peek at the weather. Just a little peek, if you don't mind. Sunshine today, high 72. It is going to be clear skies tonight, low 39. Tomorrow, sunny, high 70. A look ahead to Sunday, sunny again, high 72. This is a great weekend to go hiking.
And a great weekend to do that final lawn mowing.
Do some lawn mowing, put up the Halloween decorations, go for a hike.
If you don't have the Halloween decorations up now,
maybe it is a little too late.
I would think it is too late. By the way, there's this at Lowe's in Waynesboro. They have a Halloween display, obviously, and there's one of those. I think it's like a 12-foot scarecrow skeleton animatronic thing, and it says the last one. And it said the last one for weeks. I have a feeling that poor guy is going to stay there because. As much as you like Halloween, a 12-foot decoration.
Well, I would be all for it if I had a huge front yard. But what's going to happen?
Or any front yard.
Is the day? Oh, that's true. The day after Halloween is it's going to go like 40 or 50% off, and some lucky person's going to get in there and snag it.
Going to grab it for $200.
That's my favorite time to go shopping for fall decor.
Oh, I get it.
The day after Halloween, everything's so cheap.
That you can get it so cheap. My thing is it's kind of like there's an old saying. It's like somebody gives you an elephant. Okay, great, you have an elephant, but now what? What do you do with it? The thing is with that, so you have I'm giving you a 12-foot, scarecrow. Great. What do I do with it?
Well, let's go back to the elephant. Who says that?
It's just an old saying about it's like having an elephant. Okay, what do you do with it?
Oh, I've never heard that.
Yeah, it's cool you have an elephant, but what do you do?
Right, but an elephant doesn't correlate to any kind of like holiday.
I'm not saying it correlates to a holiday. It correlates to the fact that it's a 12-foot scarecrow.
Right, so you could put it out during the holiday season of Halloween and fall because that goes with the theme of it.
But you should see
an elephant doesn't have a theme.
You should see this thing's head. I'm just talking about from a space standpoint. This thing, even if you store it and break it down, it is still, I'm sure, enormous to store it.
Well, you know what, Tiny? You don't have to buy it.
I'm not going to buy it.
And don't buy an elephant either. Just don't do it.
I would love to have an elephant.
But what would you
settle for you now?
What would you do, with it once you have an elephant? Today is National No Beard Day, and we did mention this.
I'm sorry, did you say no beard?
Beard.
Okay.
Beard. I know we mentioned this the other day, but I thought it was really interesting, and it came up again when I was reading about National No Beard Day. In 1860, Lincoln grows a beard because an 11-year-old girl wrote to him and said when he was running for president, he would look better with it and it would get her brothers to vote for him. So he did it. History is made. And it was on this day in 1930 that the electric shaver was born. Though the first idea for an electric razor came in 1898, Schick patents the first successful shaver decades later.
Could you imagine because for years it was straight razor shave. So could you imagine the first time somebody, you don't see it, but the idea is proposed, an electric razor?
It would scare me, but I can't imagine how scared I would be with a regular razor. Reminds me of the Sweeney Todd the Demon Barber of Fleet Street.
Oh yeah.
Did you ever watch it?
I know what you're talking about. A straight razor.
Yeah, that's what he did.
Yeah, no good, no good.
So, but they still offer that at some places, some barber places.
But a lot of times now, what it was is it's I forget what it's called, but it's like a guarded razor. It's just like a one blade razor. The old not the old fashioned like long thing you're talking about. It's like that long. It's like the size of a razor blade, and it looks very old fashioned, like something you would see. Yes, they still do the straight, just razor deals. But I'm just imagining either one, just thinking about what the first one looked like.
Yeah.
And being willing to, hey, I want to test this electric razor on you. I just imagine these blades just like a weed whacker, and you want to test that on someone's face.
I bet though, when you do any kind of shaving on your face, obviously I don't shave my face, but if you nick
probably should though.
No, I have a nice face, kind of. But I bet if you nick it, it like bleeds forever.
It depends on how deep you go. I've always had. Now, my head's a different story. Certain areas on my head, like the closer you get the bone where the thinner skin is, that'll seemingly bleed forever.
Yeah, I remember when you used to always nick your head when you were shaving.
The face, not so much.
Today is also National Chocolate Cupcake Day.
It's specific, but okay.
Chocolate cupcake specifically, and I still claim that one of the best cupcakes I've ever had is from Georgetown Cupcakes.
Oh, yeah.
Amazing. And
100%.
Sprinkles is also a good one as well, but...
Where are they at?
Sprinkles is a competitor to Georgetown. I don't know if they're also in that Northern Virginia area. I'm not sure, but they are competitors.
I remember when the first time I had a Georgetown cupcake was here. You had them sent to you.
For Shark Week.
Oh,
they are so amazing.
Yeah.
So amazing. We are looking at 13 days until Halloween, 24 days until Veterans Day. And it was back on this day, 57 years ago, that this animated classic from Walt Disney was released.
57 years ago, so 60-something?
67.
It wouldn't be Snow White.
Forget about your worries and your strife. Look for the...
Bare
necessities.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Jungle Book.
Oh, boy. Took you a long time. How about the show that aired on ABC 36 years ago in 1988?
That debuted? In Dallas?
Roseanne.
Oh, wow.
It was 47 years ago in 77. Reggie Jackson earned the nickname Mr. October after hitting 3 home runs in Game 6 of the World Series and carrying the Yankees to another title.
Reggie Jackson.
I'm sorry, what did I say?
Reggie.
Reggie Jackson. Oh, man.
Well, that's great. Mr. October.
I'm so sorry. I had a feeling as soon as I said it, I thought, that doesn't sound...
Old Reggie Jackson.
Well, that's what I like to call him. That's my personal nickname for him.
It's your pet name for him. He knows it, too, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. We're on that level. Today we have a really big show lined up. We're going to talk to Flags for Heroes, really cool organization.
Yeah.
The Maryland State Police, they're coming in, so make sure you are on your best behavior, Tiny.
Me?
Yes, you.
Between the two of us, I'm the one that needs to be on my best
I'm
behavior?
always worried about you. The mayor of the town of Williamsport's going to stop in, and so lots of great things to cover. And
that's by the way, his name is Bill Green, not Bill Dream. Okay.
Look, it's early, you know.
It's noon.
It's been a long week, you know. Me and Reggie know all about it. We know about this.
You're Reggie for a weekend, is what you are.
Right now, let's hear the good word of the day.
Hello, this is Pastor Brad Reeves of Crossway Christian Fellowship of Hagerstown, Maryland. We're a place where we seek to walk with the counsel of Christ and be a light in our community. If you're looking for a church where biblical values guide your everyday life, we'd love to welcome you at our church. We are living in distressing times. There are wars, storms, elections, and all kinds of events that can cause anxiety and fear. Today, I'd like to share with you a message of hope for anyone facing fear and uncertainty. It wasn't long ago I was about to embark on a mission trip to Africa. That's something I do on a pretty regular basis. And this time I was waiting in the airport, and all of a sudden a spirit of fear came over me. It gripped me. It came out of nowhere. And this seemed to overwhelm me, and this feeling that I was going to some kind of doom. I couldn't go. I wanted to turn around, walk out, run out of the airport, and go back home. Maybe you've felt that way before, when fear seems to paralyze you, and the weight of life or the unknown makes you feel like you can't go on. You know, in that moment when I was in the airport, I knew I couldn't do this alone. I knew I couldn't face this stress by myself. So I turned to the source that has never failed me, God. I prayed, remembering the words of Scripture. God, you did not give me a spirit of fear, but a spirit of counsel and sound mind. That comes from 2 Timothy. Right then, as soon as I prayed that prayer, that fear left me. It disappeared. And I knew I could go forward with what I was supposed to do, trusting all the while that God was with me. You know, there are 365 verses in the Bible that remind us that we are not to fear. Maybe you're feeling that kind of fear today. Fear about the future, the uncertainty of the world, the struggles of life. I want to encourage you, just as I was encouraged in that moment, that God does not give us a spirit of fear. Instead, he gives us a spirit of strength, peace, and wisdom to face whatever comes our way. When we put our trust in him, fear loses its grip. If you're seeking peace in these uncertain times, I invite you to join us at Crossway Christian Fellowship. Whether it be in person or online, we're a community that welcomes you, that walks through life's challenges together and trusts in God's promises. You don't have to face your fears alone. Thank you for listening. May the Lord Jesus Christ richly bless you and fill your day with peace.
Downtown Apple Fest in Chambersburg is happening on the 19th. That is tomorrow from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. in downtown Chambersburg, offering a free day of arts, crafts, food, and entertainment. They expect about 10,000 visitors, sponsored by Sheets and the Downtown Business Council, whom we spoke with the other day. This will feature over 150 exhibitors, 22 food booths, and highlight the Foundry Art Market's annual art challenge, where artists create live works. Local shops and restaurants will be open. It's really a great opportunity to celebrate the community and the creativity that is in Chambersburg, an event that I've been looking forward to. I love all these community events, and we've been so fortunate the last few weeks to learn about so many of them.
We just focused on this one this week, as a matter of fact, and Apple Fest has always been wildly successful in downtown Chambersburg. Basically, Chambersburg completely shuts down, and you have all types of food vendors, craft vendors, as the art exhibit is there. So there's so much to do. It's very family oriented.
And the admission is free.
Yeah,
you can just go walk around,
up,
and it's going to be such a beautiful weekend. What a great way to grab the family and enjoy it.
This is probably going to be one of their busier Apple Fest, because I remember, I don't know if it's been last year or the year before, but for some consecutive years, it was either very cold or rainy. So this weekend, Apple Fest is really going to get the weather. I mean, they've been due for good weather, and they sure are getting it this week.
Yeah, it's really a bummer when these events take place and it's rain. The cold I can handle, the rain I cannot.
I wouldn't mind if this was because this is a very fall event, so I wouldn't mind if it was like a fall day, like we had this week, around like 55, a little breezy, clouds, fine. But when you're getting down into the low 40s and the 30s, and that wind's blowing,
and it's raining, it's just not so
much.
So I'm glad that they have good weather for this weekend.
I wish I would have seen this earlier this week. I did not, however, so that's on me. But last night, Washington County Transportation, with the Division of Engineering, hosted the Maryland Department of Transportation's Consolidated Transportation Plan Tour meeting at the Washington County Public Safety Training Center in Hagerstown. Now, the public was encouraged to attend, and it was live streamed. You can also check that out on their website. It's washco-md.net. But what happened is they're basically, and I didn't even know that they did this just in general, but it makes sense. There's different transportation routes that are going to be taking place. There's different intersections that may be having some orientation changes. There may be a stop sign put here or stoplight removed there. All of this, and I watched the video, very informative of what they had available. And like I said, they did this last night, but I'm reporting it to you now just so that you can look at their website, again, washco-md.net, and get all the information that was on there if you're a Washington County resident. Because, again, it was directly affected Hagerstown especially, which is certainly in our viewing and listening area. If you would like to email, and I don't know if they'll provide you minutes from the meeting or whatever, but the email address is pr@washco-md.net, and they'll get you all the information that you could possibly want. And you're reaching out to the PR department and the marketing department for that division.
I did want to take a couple minutes and discuss Dick's Cabinetry and Flooring. They are taking donated items that they're going to be shipping next week to those in need in North Carolina. The hours to donate are today 3 to 6, Saturday 8 to 1, and Sunday 9 to 2. Their trailer that they're trying to fill is located at Dick's on Lincoln Way East in Chambersburg, and they have this massive trailer that they're trying to fill. Some of the things that they are asking for, and you can find all of this on their website or on their Facebook page, but some of the bigger items: blankets, hooded sweatshirts, first aid kits, body wipes, dog food, cat food, paper towels, batteries is a big one, flashlights is another big one, anything ready to eat soups, stews, or meals in pull tab cans, something that can easily be transported. If you have it and you've been wanting to help and wanting to donate, and maybe you just did your fall cleaning and you have a bunch of sweatshirts that you were going to take to a local place, this might be another option for you.
And maybe you haven't wanted to or felt comfortable donating money, but you would certainly want to donate products. This is exactly where you would take that.
Yep, that's Dick's Cabinetry and Flooring. Again, they are on Lincoln Way East in Chambersburg. And right now, we're going to check in with sports with Andy.
Last night in boys soccer for the Tesla Cup, North Hagerstown beat Clear Spring 8-0. Smithsburg and South Hagerstown played to a tie of 1-1, while Mountain Ridge beat Williamsport 2-0. In the MDCC semifinals, Grace beat Cumberland Valley Christian 3-2. In girls soccer, North Hagerstown took down Clear Spring 8-0. Smithsburg beat South Hagerstown 9-0, and Mountain Ridge beat Williamsport 8-0. Liberty took on Boonesboro and also won 8-0. In volleyball action, North Hagerstown beat Clear Spring 3-0. 25-11, 25-22, and 25-22 were scores for all three matches that North Hagerstown was victorious in. Williamsport beat Spring Mills in three matches by scores of 25-21, 25-18, and 25-21. Boonesboro took down South Hagerstown 3 matches to 1, winning by scores of 25-19, 25-22, and 25-15, while Smithsburg toppled Thomas Johnson 3 matches to 0, winning with scores of 25-17, 25-22, and 25-14. In the MDCC semifinals, Grace beat Faith 3-0 by scores of 25-3, 25-15, and 25-12. Calvary took down Heritage as well in the MDCC semifinals 3-0. In field hockey, St. James beat Oakdale last night 3-1. Drew Lobley and Bryson Rohrer, Alfred Basong, and Hector Diaz of North Hagerstown boys soccer were all top performers last night in the Tesla Cup. Lobley had 4 goals and 2 assists. Rohrer had 2 goals and an assist. And Basong and Diaz each scored as the Hubs won the Tesla Cup title as Washington County Public School champions with a win over Clear Spring. Skylar Norris and Emerson Shank, as well as McKenna Murphy and Ellie Schwartz for Williamsport Volleyball, all shined. Norris had 10 kills, 2 blocks, and 5 digs, while Shank had 16 assists, 2 kills, 2 blocks, and 4 digs. Murphy had 16 assists and 6 digs, while Schwartz had 4 kills, 3 blocks, and a sweep of Spring Mills. Tonight, some big games in Washington County for varsity football. Williamsport travels to South Hagerstown with a kickoff at 6. Brunswick travels to North Hagerstown, also a kickoff at 6 o'clock, while Smithsburg battles Catoctin at 6:30 in Catoctin. Southern Anne Arundel comes to Boonesboro, kickoff at 7, while Clear Spring and Tussey Mountain battle at 7 p.m. Coming up tonight in boys soccer in Washington County, St. James will take on Merritt at 4:15. Girls soccer action on Saturday, October 19th. Boonesboro travels to Hagerstown. That game's at 10 a.m. And Smithsburg travels to Francis Scott Key with a game at 11:30 a.m. Clear Spring takes on St. James at 1 o'clock, while Walkersville battles North Hagerstown at 1 o'clock. Tonight in girls volleyball action, St. James will travel to Potomac, the match starting at 4:15. Last night in volleyball action for Franklin County, according to the sports page, Cumberland Valley Christian Blazers fell last night to Faith. Faith Christian rallied in the final 2 games to defeat the Blazers 3-2 Tuesday in a Mason-Dixon Christian Conference girls volleyball quarterfinal playoff game. The Blazers ended their season with an 11-11 record, and Faith advanced to the conference semifinals. Faith won the first game 25-23, but the Blazers came back with victories of 25-10 and 25-21. Then they suffered losses of 25-23 and 17-15. In girls soccer action last night for Franklin County, Greencastle Antrim beat Mifflin County 3-0. The Blue Devils ended their regular season with a mid-Penn Colonial victory over the Huskies. In Lewistown, Greencastle finished the regular season out at 12-5-1 with a record of 11-2-1 in the MPC, and are currently ranked number 7 in the District 3 Class 3A. In the District 3 Class 3A division, the Blue Devils will likely host a first-round game in the playoffs on Monday. After a scoreless first half against Mifflin County, Greencastle Antrim got their offense going. Callie Iser took a shot that deflected off a defender and went into the net, and Braylon Cordell then hit the net after a pass from Shayna Overcash. An insurance goal was knocked in by Kat Marciano off a corner kick taken by Haley Baker. Goalkeeper Lexi Nelson had to make only 2 saves to post her 10th shutout of the season.
If you'd like to be featured on the Coach's Corner with Andy, email coach at 921thegoat.com.
Want to save money on home energy costs? Make the right choice. Contact HomeRight Windows and Doors in Waynesboro, winner in Best of the Tri-State 2024. HomeRight Windows and Doors, Waynesboro, your best local window and door provider in the Tri-State. Today's replacement windows can really make a difference in your heating and cooling costs. They can also add to your home's resale value, and you could earn tax credits. To schedule a free in-home estimate, Google HomeRight Waynesboro or find them on Facebook. HomeRight Windows and Doors, Waynesboro, the right choice.
If you're not at the John Allison this fall, you're going to miss out. We got the NFL tickets so you can watch your favorite team. 18 beers on tap, signature cocktails, daily lunch and dinner specials, and you can even enjoy the game outside on our patio. Trivia night is coming soon, so check Facebook for details. Be sure to book now for your holiday parties. Join family and friends at the John Allison Public House, South Antrim Way, Greencastle, founder of Good Times.
Shelters are full across the country, and the Humane Society of Washington County is no exception. Hundreds of animals are in care between the shelter and foster homes. They need your help. Please consider adopting a pet or volunteer. Help walk dogs, wash and fold laundry, distribute food from the pet food bank. Have a garage, warehouse, barn, or other suitable shelter? Adopt a working cat. You can save a life. Adopt a pet from the Humane Society of Washington County, and remember to have your pets spayed or neutered. Learn more ways to help at hswcmd.org.
At Jersey Mike's, it's just done differently. They take pride in making your sub, whether it's a hot sub or a cold sub. You see them slice it or grill it fresh right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing. Visit them today and find your favorite go-to sub or try them all. Jersey Mike's Chambersburg on Walker Road, and now open in Gettysburg on Natural Springs Road in the Giant Plaza. Jersey Mike's, a sub above.
Antrim Way Honda will buy your car. Its value is at an all-time high, so if you're considering selling it, talk to Antrim Way Honda. You can try selling it online, listing it in the newspaper, or trading it at another dealer, or you can stop by Antrim Way Honda. They'll make you an offer on the spot. No waiting, no negotiating over the phone. Just drive into the dealership and leave with a check in your hands. Even if you're not interested in purchasing another vehicle, it's that easy. Antrim Way Honda, 200 South Antrim Way, Greencastle. During October, the Rain Tunnel Car Wash in Chambersburg is raising money for the Little Daisy's Closet. At the end of the month, the Rain Tunnel Car Wash will match the amount of donations raised. Little Daisy's Closet is a great organization that has a huge impact on our community. So stop in and make a donation this month to help our community. Stop by the Rain Tunnel Car Wash on Orchard Drive in Chambersburg to donate today.
Life can throw unexpected curveballs. When that happens, turn to Weatherholtz Bonding, your trusted partner in tough times. Their team will get you out and back to your life fast and with the lowest financing plans allowed by West Virginia law. Licensed in West Virginia, Maryland, and Virginia with nationwide coverage. Call Weatherholtz Bonding 304-267-5888. Reclaim your freedom.
Devil Dog Recovery is your trustworthy choice for vehicle repossession. Devil Dog Recovery, 304-264-8233. Fast, reliable, always ready.
Sunday, January 26th, it's the Tri-State Bridal Show at Valley Mall, Hagerstown. This is the ultimate showcase for area bridal professionals, local bakers, photographers, caterers, DJs, travel planners, bands, venues. You'll want to meet the brides-to-be. Make sure you're at the top of their list by being a vendor in the 2025 Tri-State Bridal Show at Valley Mall, Hagerstown, Sunday, January 26th. Visit bestofthetristate.com for vendor information today.
Welcome to Let's talk Tri-State, powered by Home Right Windows and Doors in Waynesboro, the right choice winner in the 2024 Best of the Tri-State Award.
Our first guest today, we have Jordan Ace, who is the president of Chambersburg Rotary Club. Jordan, thank you so much for being here with us today.
Pleasure being here today. Thanks for having me.
And I know we really want to dive into the Flags for Heroes event, but before we get to that, just walk us through the Rotary, the mission of it, and why it's so wonderful to have in the community.
Yeah, so thanks for teeing me up, because certainly wanted to get to this today. So Rotary Club, right now we're a group of about close to 70 individuals in the community, business owners, individual members, and we just really try to do a lot of good in the community. So all of the money raised, whether it's memberships or sponsorships, all the money that is raised through our local Chambersburg Rotary Club goes right back into the community. So not a lot of groups can say that. I know there's a lot of groups out there that you pay membership to, and sometimes that money can end up in Montana, for instance. But everything that we gather, from a sponsorship or dollar amount goes right back into the community. So projects like helping to beautify our downtown by adding those really nice heavy benches downtown. Actually, I don't know if you've walked downtown lately or not, but the nice green benches are Rotary benches. We provide sponsorships for kids within high school that are looking to go to college, so we help with grants and things to that nature. We even get into projects where people can apply through the Rotary Club to seek help, and local churches that might need projects done throughout their church. That money goes directly back into that church to help with a flooring project, for instance. So everything we do goes right back into the Chambersburg community.
And how long, you're the president of the Rotary Club, how long have you been with the Rotary Club?
Rotary Club I've been with for about 5 years now. I think I can say that I'm probably our youngest president in Rotary Club history in Chambersburg, which is really quite an honor, to tell you the truth. Started in July as president, and we really have a lot of great things happening right now. A lot of new projects we're taking on this year that I can get into in a little bit. But right now, I'd love to, anybody that's listening, love to encourage you to come check out a Rotary meeting. We'd love to have you. We meet every first and third Thursday at Wilson College at Laird Hall. Fantastic array of different lunches that we have available through Wilson. Going into it, I wasn't sure what to expect having it at a college, but I'll tell you what, the culinary experience is fantastic there. Yeah, we'd love for you to come check it out. We'll take care of your first meal if you come as a guest, and then would love to have you consider, joining our wonderful club.
And you had just mentioned you have some great events coming up, and one that I know speaks near and dear to me and Tiny's heart. You have the Flags for Heroes.
Yes.
Walk us through the event. I know this is the second time you've done it, so it obviously was wildly successful last year.
Yes, it was. So again, thanks for teeing me up on this. Flags for Heroes event is something we're super excited about. Last year we kind of went into it blind. We thought what a great opportunity, and we really needed the community to step up in a big way to make sure it was successful. And boy, oh boy, the community stepped up in a very large way. So last year we had 200 flags, and they went right in the Sellers Funeral Home front lawn. So on North Main Street, beautiful funeral home. Chris and her team do a fantastic job. Beautiful lawn there with plenty of space. So 200 flags fit really nicely in there last year. We sold all 200, and with that flag you get a medallion. So for any service, anyone that served in military, Air Force, Navy, things to that nature, certainly we put your name on the medallion, and you get a flag as well. First responders, they also can go on there. For this year, since the 200 was so wildly successful, we have now gone to 400 flags. Mm-hmm. So it is going to be even a bigger array, a bigger spectacle, and we're really, really excited about what we're going to accomplish this year.
How long are the flags displayed for?
Yeah, so they will go up. Our Rotary Club, as well as the Sellers Funeral Home staff, we will work on getting those up on November 7th, and then they are going to be up from November 8th to the 16th. We have an opening ceremony on November 8th at 11 a.m. where we're going to have some community leaders there to really kind of kick off the event. We're still kind of dialing in, so I don't want to make any false promises to anyone listening as to who we're going to have there that day. But prominent figures in the community, and we're going to kick this project off in the right way for the second annual.
This was something that I remember when Waynesboro did this, and it was, as with a lot of things, people get last minute on their submissions, and
sure do.
They wound up, I believe, running out of posts.
Okay,
because
wow.
the demand was so great, and we had in Waynesboro, they had people even at World War I, and it was so much, and it was, you know what, keep them coming. We're gonna make this work, and they wound up. Sometimes they would put 2, and then they go up maybe a street over, and it was a really great. I'm glad that you're doing this. I'm glad it's the second year, and it has been so well received, because something like this should be well received. It gives you a, go back to say World War I, World War II. Communities then, they knew who the military were. They knew who their boys were from home.
Yep.
They didn't need a banner at that point. That was so close knit that when you see someone at the store, how's your boy, because you were pretty much in the same boat together in a lot of ways.
Sure.
It's almost like a hearkening back to that mentality where you realize these are not just random, and I'm not downplaying anybody from anywhere else in the country or even the state, but these are not just random members of the military from the past that are positioned on the post. These are people from your community.
Amen.
That served and in many cases paid the ultimate sacrifice.
Correct.
For your country, but for your community. And I think that that's a really great thing for a small town. And I still think Chambersburg's a small town. It's still a great thing for a small town to do.
Appreciate you saying all that, and it would be a fantastic thing for us to run out of flag posts. That means obviously it's been a successful event, but you're right. A lot of things have changed that over the course of time. I think how much we're into technology, and we just kind of forget about some of those heroes locally. And that's an opportunity that we have to pay our respects to them and thank them for our service. So it's really great. Last year we saw tons of folks just coming in to try and find their medallion, and it was really, really neat. So looking forward to replicating that this year in even a bigger way.
I think a lot of times too is, for instance, my mother-in-law is very proud of her father's military service in World War II, and just that means so much to her, but she never really talks about it. And when this was offered in Waynesboro, man, she just jumped all over it.
Sure.
And she made it a point to go take a picture of her father, there on a flag. And it was because she told me before, and she put it very succinctly. She said, when you bury a loved one, and if you're the only one remaining that remembers them or to mourn them, they become a gravestone. And she said, and when something happens to me, there's nothing else left of my father. And you don't want people to be forgotten in general, let alone those who paid the ultimate sacrifice for their country. And she said this was a way to at least to preserve his memory.
Amen. Yeah. Well said. And we're trying to do the same exact thing.
Yep.
It was pretty neat with the medallions. They're made by Art Sign Company, which is a local. Jackie Fisher is one of our Rotarians. So they're these really, really nice medallions. Yeah. And something we thought of last year was actually after the event, we kind of strung those up with some string, and then we sent those out to each individual family that paid for a sponsorship to have this, and then that actually became a Christmas ornament for Christmas time that you could put on the tree.
Oh,
it's pretty neat. Yeah.
Wonderfully.
So even taking it into the Christmas season, you can still kind of remember. If that person had passed, it's a great way to, kind of keep them on the forefront of your memory, even going into Christmas time.
Probably after Christmas, it moves to another area in the house and just continues to
on
be
the
visible.
mantle or wherever it may be. Yes,
well, sadly,
absolutely.
many people probably have the commemorative flag from funeral. That would be something perfect to display with that. I mean, all their medals, if they have any. I mean, that just it gets my mind moving in those directions, because I certainly, if one of my parents or close loved ones, I would certainly do everything I could to make sure that they had that tribute in the home. And the fact that they're going to have one in the community, I hate to keep going back to that, but it is such a beautiful thing when a community bands together to remember the fallen and those who served our country so bravely. And I don't I'm no respecter of the events and the wars. I've always said if you were willing to pick up a rifle and stand between me and a potential bullet, I don't care what the conflict was. That's all it took for me.
Yeah, what a sacrifice, right? And they really are our heroes. So Flags for Heroes event, it is the ultimate sacrifice. And I think sometimes, even the younger generation, they might not understand to the fullest extent. But thank goodness I was raised in the right way. So whenever I see somebody that has served, always think it's nice to say, thank you for your service.
Absolutely.
They're the reason why we get to be doing the things that we're doing right now, even being on this radio show. It all could have went the other way without them putting in, the sacrifice to be fighting for our freedoms.
Yeah.
So, yes.
When I was an elementary school teacher, I taught for almost 10 years, and really taking the time to educate our youth on veterans. Why do we have this day? What's the purpose of it? And really educating was so important to me, so that everybody really knew how wonderful our veterans are, how much we need to honor them and do types of events like this in our community. If somebody wanted to sponsor, how would they do that?
Yeah, thank you. Great question. So we actually now, for the individual sponsorship, so it's $50 to sponsor a flag, and then you also get that medallion, which again you can turn into that mantelpiece or that Christmas ornament, which we're really happy that ended up happening. But it's $50, and then we have a PayPal account. So on all of our marketing materials that are going out for the Flags for Heroes event, we have an individual sponsorship flyer and then a corporate sponsorship flyer. So on the individual flyer, there is a PayPal, like a QR code that you can just scan and you can pay directly through PayPal. That's new this year, so we're really happy about that. It's funny, not everybody does like writing a check like they used to before. And then for the corporate sponsorships, that's something that we still do require a check for, so you would see one of our Rotarians. So please, me being here today, if you have any interest in wanting to sponsor this project, reach out to me directly and we'll get you all taken care of. The checks would go to our treasurer, and then you would just need to make sure that you put on the veteran that you are looking to sponsor. That way we can get that medallion all printed up for you and make sure it's there whenever we put flags up on the 7th at Sellers.
I don't know if you heard this, Tiny, when he was saying this, but last year was the first year they did this event, and they had 200 flags, and now they're raising it to 400. And I certainly hope that you hit that mark and maybe can raise it to 500
Well,
next year.
because I'm doing this interview right now, I'd imagine that the phones and my Facebook and hopefully my text messages will be going off like crazy after this. But we're at about 200 sold right now in full transparency. So we're running out of time. So, doing more marketing and outreach for this event. So again, thanks for giving me the opportunity. Hopefully we can, get closer to that 400 number and really make it a successful event.
What are the parameters, or what are the requirements or restrictions for someone who wants to? Is there a geographic? I'm assuming, is it just the greater Chambersburg area?
I think we're going to attract more folks in the greater Chambersburg area, but quite frankly, there really truly aren't really any parameters. So if somebody from New York honestly wanted to reach out and honor somebody within their family or a friend that has served, they absolutely could. But the majority we see are in a close geographic region. So mainly Chambersburg, but of course there's some folks in Greencastle. Shippensburg doesn't have a Rotary Club, so we see some folks from Shippensburg area. Just the
reason I ask is because in our area we're so blessed that I don't, town boundaries almost seem to blend. Whereas if you're in Hagerstown to Chambersburg is, people know the names of streets that are in Hagerstown from Chambersburg and vice versa. And same thing with Waynesboro and Greencastle and all these towns, and we're all so very close and have more connective tissue, I think, than lack of. So I didn't know if it was something like, I'm in Hagerstown and I wouldn't mind having my loved one honored in Chambersburg if that was something that you would be open to.
Absolutely open to it and would love it. So anybody in Hagerstown that's listening that wants to participate in our Flags for Heroes project in Chambersburg, it's a way to honor, somebody that has served or a first responder. So we don't care where they're coming from. They're all a part of our community at the end of the day. To your point, Hagerstown from Chambersburg is maybe a half hour, 45 minutes, even less. So with no parameters there. Yep.
And then the ceremony you said is the 7th of November?
Ceremony is going to be the 8th of November.
Okay.
So we're putting the flags up on the 7th. The ceremony will be happening on the 8th to kick off the event, and it will be happening at 11 a.m. right in the front lawn of Sellers Funeral Home. So anybody that has a flag there, it'd be a great honor for you to come out and be a part of that opening ceremony.
I know we've really drilled down on this event and with worthy calls and certainly deserve the lion's share of the attention. But once this event has taken place, what is after that for the Rotary? Of course, we'll have you back, but just what else is on the horizon?
No, thank you. Yeah, we're really excited. So we have a lot of great things happening. So I actually brought one of our books this year.
Oh boy!
Something that our Rotary Club of Chambersburg does every year is we participate in Read Across America to all of our local schools. So this year we are to all of our kindergartens, and this year we are reading the Dr. Seuss favorite, The Cat in the Hat. So we purchase a Cat in the Hat book for every kindergartner within the Chambersburg School District, and we even do some private institutions as well. So we, as Rotarians, go out a morning of the Read Across America week, and we get into the schools, and we have the opportunity to read to the young kids there. And I'll tell you what, they absolutely love it.
Yeah,
yes,
they do.
We have some Rotarians that dress in kind of Cat in the Hat garb. I haven't gone that far. I typically wear this when I'm going. I know I need to get a hat or something this year. It may be the year.
I'm wondering why it wasn't today.
Well, we were talking about Flags for Heroes Day, so I guess I could have worn a more patriotic shirt.
We would have given you a couple minutes for a costume change, Jordan. Don't worry.
Well, we'll save that for the next time I come in and talk about Read Across America. But we're really excited. It's interesting because I'm one, and I don't know about you two, but I've always loved, other than audiobooks, which I've gotten into a lot recently, there's nothing better than really having that physical copy of that book in your hand. I can't really read a book on my phone, or
you can't replicate that feeling.
You can't. So I think it's really important that we get those kindergartners a physical copy of a book, and they absolutely love that. So we're really excited for that project. And then another project that's going to be brand new this year that I would absolutely love to come back and talk about once we get closer to the date is going to be the Chambersburg Trout Derby. So
fun.
I believe 26 years the Chambersburg Trout Derby has been happening, and it's been happening with just the Noontime Lions Club. They've been the group that has run that. We're really happy to announce that next year in May of 2025, we are going to be partnering as the Chambersburg Rotary Club. We'll be partnering with the Noontime Lions Club to have the Trout Derby this year. So some new changes will be happening. A lot the same. Don't get me wrong, because I think they always say don't fix what's not broken, right? So it certainly wasn't broken, but with the manpower that our Rotary Club has, in tandem with the Noontime Lions Club's knowledge of how that event has been run for 26 years. We're so excited to take that on. So we're hoping to have 1,000 local fishermen at the Conococheague Stream here on, I believe it's May 2nd to May 4th this year. And we're really gonna knock this Chambersburg Trout Derby out of the park. So
it sounds like a really good time. You got me hooked there, Jordan.
Wow, that was a perfect time for that.
Next time, I promise you, she will scale back.
You always have to out-pun me all the time. Well, Jordan, thank you so much for spending time with us today and telling us all about the Rotary Club and the Flags for Heroes. It's been a pleasure. Definitely.
It's been a pleasure for me as well. Thanks for the opportunity.
Of course.
Yep.
Coming up, we're going to take another look at news and sports. It's all powered by the DRB Group, the right partner for your real estate development.
There are over 4 million breast cancer survivors in the U.S. Many of those survivors have fought the battle through education, screening, and early detection. Middletown Valley Bank is joining the fight during the month of October by donating $25 to local breast cancer organizations for each new customer who opens a deposit account. Support the fight with Middletown Valley Bank and Let's Beat Cancer. Total donation will not exceed $5,000. Chosen recipients supporters are breast cancer awareness and the Hertz Breast Cancer Fund. Middletown Valley Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Give your home a cozy fall makeover. Burkholder's Flooring can help you transform your space with the perfect flooring solutions to refresh your home. Rich hardwoods or LVT that capture the warmth of autumn to luxurious carpets that make you want to curl up with a pumpkin spice latte. With Burkholder's Flooring, the results will be stunning. Don't miss this opportunity to add warmth and beauty to your home this fall from Burkholder's Flooring on Pennsylvania Avenue in Hagerstown.
Burkholder's Flooring.
No, Robbie, there's no time to play a round of Duck Duck Goose. We've got to let people know that they can dive into wellness at the Floor Pool's Endless Pool Wellness event, Saturday, October 19th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at all 3 Floor Pool's locations. That's right, Robbie. Endless pools are versatile. Their compact size ensures year-round access to fitness in any space. You can swim against the adjustable current for low-impact workouts and gentle rehabilitation. Right again, Robster. The Free Flow Mini Hot Tub is an affordable, economical, compact option perfect for limited spaces. It's easy to set up. Just plug and play. It's energy efficient, keeping your utility bills down. Its portability allows for easy relocation, and at just $55 a month, it puts hydrotherapy and stress relief within easy reach of nearly everyone. Discover all the benefits Saturday, October 19th, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Endless Pool Wellness event at Floor Pools in Chambersburg, Hagerstown, and Martinsburg.
Shelters are full across the country, and the Humane Society of Washington County is no exception. Hundreds of animals are in care between the shelter and foster homes. They need your help. Please consider adopting a pet or volunteer. Help walk dogs, wash and fold laundry, distribute food from the pet food bank. Have a garage, warehouse, barn, or other suitable shelter? Adopt a working cat. You can save a life. Adopt a pet from the Humane Society of Washington County, and remember to have your pets spayed or neutered. Learn more ways to help at hswcmd.org.
Getting on the road is easier than you think. Schedule a test ride today at M&S Harley-Davidson to find the one. Let freedom inspire you. Fresh ideas, fresh bikes, your own style, your own choice. Grab hold of the Harley-Davidson experience and create the hottest bike on the road. Wind, miles, freedom begins at M&S Harley-Davidson. 160 Falling Spring Road off exit 16 of I-81 in Chambersburg. Call 717-709-9650. M&S Harley-Davidson. They fulfill dreams of personal freedom.
Ryan Radke here from Sunday Night Football on Westwood One. Join Ross Tucker and me for Week 7 primetime action when Aaron Rodgers and the New York Jets travel to Pittsburgh to take on Mike Tomlin's Steelers. The Jets are coming off another close loss on Monday night. Can they get over the hump against T.J. Watt and the 4-2 Steelers? Join us to find out. Jets and the Steelers on Sunday Night Football. Exclusively on 92.1 The GOAT, the Tri-State's home for local sports and news.
Local and live, covering Franklin and Washington counties, it's Let's Talk Tri-State with Tiny and Katie.
There's a staffing overhaul taking place in Chambersburg Area School District. They are doing a major restructuring of staff, and it's going to replace head teachers and deans and add or rework other positions critical to helping students in need and helping them to succeed. The $2.6 million staffing enhancements proposal is part of Superintendent Chris Bigger's plan to revamp district systems with the goal of improving education outcomes and the school's district's reputation in the community. The money comes from $8.2 million in additional state funding the district received this year. $8.2 million. That's a big number.
What I find interesting, if I can look at this for a second, is replacing head teachers with deans. Now, I understand what a dean is, but I don't understand in the arena of public education, what does that mean?
I don't know. In all of my years of teaching, we never had a dean.
No,
it was
nor
always
did I.
principal, vice principal. So I'm not sure about the ins and outs of that. I thought that was interesting wording as well. But if it's helping the students succeed, then that's what we're going to rally for.
Speaking of helping, we have two things to cover, and they are related about hurricane relief. So I'll cover the first one that you can get into Hagerstown, and Katie will cover the second one. Now, mind you, if you're in Hagerstown, you can do what Katie's going to talk about. If you're in Chambersburg, you can do the one I'm going to talk about. Officials at Hagerstown Community College are currently collecting supplies to help those affected by Hurricane Helene. They are working in coordination with Western Piedmont Community College in Burke County, North Carolina, to distribute the supplies. DM Bowman, God bless them. They made a trailer available to collect donations. A Bowman driver will then transport the supplies from HCC down to Burke County, North Carolina. Community members are invited to support this initiative by donating essential items. A complete list, and there's a long list, but it is available at hagerstowncc.edu/hurricane relief.
I'm so happy that we're really getting so many places that are getting involved with this and making it easy to donate different items.
And like we said before, is maybe you didn't feel comfortable donating cash, or making a credit card donation, and I get that.
And maybe you can't. It's times are tough right now, but maybe you do have that pile of clothes that don't fit you anymore.
A stack of dog food, cat food.
Exactly, that you're not sure what to do with it. This might be great. And so if you are in the Chambersburg area or north of the Mason-Dixon, anywhere really, but just, for location's sake, Dick's Cabinetry and Flooring is going to be taking donated items and taking them down to those in need in North Carolina. The hours to donate, you can donate today between 3 and 6, tomorrow between 8 a.m. and 1 p.m., and Sunday 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. The trailer is going to be located at Dick's, which is 1649 Lincoln Way East. It's across from Lowe's in Chambersburg. There are, like you mentioned earlier as well, a long list of items, but just a few. They're looking for diapers, wipes, baby food, formula, body wipes, packaged meal kits, ready-to-eat soups, stews, high-protein shakes, snacks, flashlights, batteries, towels, gloves, work gloves, personal hygiene supplies, toilet paper, coolants, water, disinfectant. I mean,
just think of those basic necessities
right.
that you need for your everyday life. There is a need for that in both of these instances.
And if you find Dick's Cabinetry and Flooring on Facebook, they have the whole list right there. But a couple different ways you can help out and get involved. And of course, I know a lot of different places are accepting cash, and they are getting that cash down to the people who have the boots on the ground there to help out. So lots of ways that you can get involved and help.
Absolutely.
And now let's take another look at sports with Andy.
Last night in American League Championship Series action, the Cleveland Guardians got a win against the New York Yankees, the win going to Pedro Avila with the loss going to Clay Holmes. Homering for the New York Yankees was Stanton with his third home run on the postseason, and Judge with his second home run on the postseason. For the Cleveland Guardians, Fry knocked one out of the park, making his second home run in playoff action, and Noel also notched a home run with his first home run in the American League Championship Series. Also claiming a win last night was the Los Angeles Dodgers over the New York Mets in the National League Championship Series. The Dodgers hammered the Mets 10-2, recording 12 hits on the night, with Evan Phillips getting the win for the Dodgers. Jose Quintana got the loss for the New York Mets, and the Los Angeles Dodgers now lead the Championship Series for the National League 3-1. Tonight, we'll see more action in the Major League Baseball playoffs. The Dodgers take on the Mets in the National League Championship Series Game 5. That kicks off at 5:08, while the Yankees battle the Guardians once again in the American League Championship Series Game 4. The Yankees lead the series 2-1. In a rather stunning result last night, the Denver Broncos took down the New Orleans Saints in Thursday Night Football action. Make sure you catch all the action for the NFL this weekend. Kicking off at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time as the Patriots battle Jacksonville in London. Seattle takes on Atlanta at 1 o'clock. Also having 1 o'clock games. Tennessee taking on Buffalo. Cincinnati traveling to Cleveland. Houston traveling to Green Bay. Miami traveling to Indianapolis. Detroit traveling to Minnesota, possibly for the game of the week, while Philadelphia battles New York in New York. And at 4:05, we have Vegas taking on the Los Angeles Rams, while Carolina takes on the Washington Commanders. And at 4:25, Kansas City battles San Francisco, another candidate for game of the week for the NFL. And New York battles Pittsburgh on Sunday Night Football. There's a doubleheader matchup for Monday Night Football, Baltimore taking on Tampa Bay at 8:15, while Los Angeles Chargers battle the Arizona Cardinals, kicking off at 9 p.m.
If you'd like to be featured on the Coach's Corner with Andy, email coach at 921thegoat.com.
Have those big box stores tricked you into believing you're getting a good deal on your new cabinets for your kitchen? And you believe that sales type who moments ago was helping someone select a new grill? Spend 20 minutes with Dick's Cabinetry and Flooring and you could save hundreds, even thousands of dollars on your new kitchen. Bring your blueprint. A second opinion is always free at Dick's Cabinetry and Flooring. Trust them. It's what they specialize in. It's in their name. Dick's Cabinetry and Flooring, Lincoln Way East, Chambersburg.
making your home more comfortable, secure, and efficient. That's the goal of CV Winger, from upgrading your heating and cooling, plumbing, and electrical systems to installing new faucets or security lights. CV Winger is your solution, a certified York dealer offering products backed by decades of experience. Founded over 140 years ago, York has been an industry leader from the start. Talk to CV Winger today about the upgrades you want in your home and receive a free estimate on your projects. From installing new Comfort Height toilets to a whole house generator or a heat pump water heater. See how properly installed quality York products can make your home smarter, more efficient, and more reliable. You can save money on your energy costs too. Call CV Winger today at 717-263-1469 or find them online at cvwinger.com. CV Winger in Chambersburg, your certified York dealer.
Flood, fire, smoke and water damage, odor, or mold mitigation. Whatever the disaster, Rainbow Restoration can make it disappear. Their fully trained and certified professionals will get your home or business back on track. Pioneers in the restoration business, Rainbow Restoration's cleanup experts are available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. No matter the project, Rainbow Restoration in Waynesboro will get it done right. A proud, neighborly company. Find them online at rainbowrestores.com.
Saturday and Sunday, October 19th and 20th, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. both days. Don't miss the Maryland International Harvester Collectors Club Chapter 39 Fall Harvest Show at Murphy Farm on Browningsville Road, Hyamsville, Maryland. Open to all tractors and trucks with kids games, pumpkin picking, barrel train rides, wagon rides, and more. Food available. Admission free, donations accepted. Show benefits Platoon 22, which supports local veterans. Details at mdihcc39.org.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Tri-State, powered by Home Right Windows and Doors in Waynesboro. The Right Choice 2024's Best of the Tri-State winner.
From the Maryland State Police, we have Sergeant Tyrell Flowers Jackson, recruiter of the force. Hello. Thank you for being here with us today.
Thank you. It's a pleasure is mine. Thank you for the invite.
You know what is so funny is when you walked in earlier today, I am not doing anything illegal, but as soon as I'm in the presence of a police officer, I just automatically feel like I'm in trouble. As soon as you walked in.
That's not the impression we want to give.
No, not at all.
Not at all.
You probably also hear, and I'm surprised Katie didn't do this, so if she did, I wouldn't be surprised. But when you walk in somewhere and the people are around, somebody inevitably, because I've seen this play out so many times, will say about a friend, here, take her.
She didn't do that, but that is a common theme when we
hope you brought the cuffs.
It's the same.
Or he or she did it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's
the same as if I'm driving and there's a cop on the road. I automatically just feel like they're coming after me, even if I've done nothing wrong.
They say we make hearts skip beats. So
yes, yes,
it is true.
So let's talk about recruitment, because I know that's your area of expertise. And if somebody were thinking about getting into the force, why Maryland State Police?
So why Maryland? I always tell people we're a long-standing tradition of being the finest agency in Maryland. We're one of the few agencies that serve all 23 counties in the state of Maryland. And if you decide to join us, you're joining a tradition of professionalism and service throughout the community of the state of Maryland.
What would be the basic qualifications to become a trooper?
So people, believe it or not, our basic qualifications are just like you said, basic. They are high school requirement is a high school graduation or GED certificate equivalent, something like that. Also, you need to have a driver's license and be a U.S. citizen. Right?
Okay.
We don't require college. A lot of other agencies do. We don't require college, and that's because in our academy, if you make it that far, you are privy to a program we call FCC, where you can earn a 2-year degree, an associate's degree, while attending the academy for free on the Maryland State Police.
Mm-hmm. So if you decide that you wanted to go the route and become a trooper, when would be the next candidate class that you would have?
So right now we're accepting application right now for our next candidate class, which would potentially start date in January, so this winter. So if that's something you're interested in, apply now, because it's getting close to the deadline. So you're still eligible if you apply now to make it into this upcoming January class, our 159th class.
If someone were on the fence and they were thinking about it, if you were talking to somebody who said, I thought about becoming a trooper, but I'm not sure, what would you tell them?
So I always tell people, if you're on the fence, first thing I do is reach out to a trooper. Ask them what made them join, what their interest is, and how they enjoy the job, right? Because we all understand being a police officer is not for everybody, right? It takes special individuals to want to go. I always say when everybody was running out, it takes a special individual to want to run in. to help some people in certain circumstances. So that's my first thing I would say to people is to reach out to a trooper and ask them and things. Second thing is give it a try, give it a shot, right? You never know what you're interested in, what you like, until you actually put your foot forward and go out and what you try to accomplish something that you never thought about doing before. So those are my two advices for people that are on the fence, right? But this is something that you have to want to do. No one can force you to do this, because if you're being forced to try to do this, I promise you won't make it through it.
And it's also not one of those ones, well, I need a job, I guess I could just...
Yeah, that's...
No, I guess. It's you should know.
You should know, right? And that's what I tell people our application process is. Like, we have people that I thought they wanted to do it, and then when they get into it, we even have people make it to the academy, and then they realize what we demand as troopers might be a little bit too much for them. And because, like I said, we have a long-standing tradition of professionalism and service, and we do not waver on our integrity on that.
Where is the academy located?
Our academy is located in Sykesville, which is Carroll County. Okay. It's pretty central to everywhere in the state of Maryland.
Okay. Let's talk about you. So what made you want to become a cop?
So it's I have a long backstory, but to put it in simple terms, I had some good people in my past. I had a football coach when I was in high school that was a Tacoma Park police officer, that he told me that's a valuable idea to be. And on top of that, one of my best friends I've ever grown up with, his mother did 25 years for MPD in D.C. And she showed me that being a police officer isn't always about just locking up people and taking bad guys to jails. There's a human side to it, an element to it. And so that when that opportunity came and my dreams of going to NFL didn't come to fruition, I fell back and looked into different agencies. And like I said earlier, Maryland State Police is one of the agencies that didn't require me to have college because I didn't have the 60 credits needed. So when I applied for Maryland State Police, it wasn't easy. It took me about a year, maybe almost 2 to get in. But I got accepted into the academy, and now I'm looking at almost 12 years of service.
Good for you. Wow.
Since we're talking about recruitment, and by the way, we're talking with Sergeant Tyrell Flowers Jackson. He's the recruitment officer with the Maryland State Police. I don't know if this was a rumor or a legend or what, but I remember as I was growing up hearing, because I grew up in the south end of Hagerstown, just a few blocks from the State Police Barrack. Mm-hmm. Is it true that when you apply and go through the academy and you become a state trooper, that wherever you live is not where you are necessarily stationed? Is it a requirement that you not serve local where you are?
No, you have opportunities to serve where you are. When you come out of the academy, you're kind of at the mercy of where we need you at first. Mm-hmm. But there's opportunities to transfer to different areas of the state. I was one of the few people that I was blessed. Like I said earlier, I was born and raised in Montgomery County, Maryland, and I had an opportunity to go work right back at the Rockville Barracks, which is Montgomery County. Mm-hmm. Some people don't have that opportunity because there might not be availability. So, for example, if you live in Hagerstown, Hagerstown Barrack might not be available when you first graduate the academy. But there's a lot of troopers that stay on the job, make the commute at first, and then they work their way back to Hagerstown.
Okay. What are some of the specialized units that troopers can go into?
Oh, if you think about it in law enforcement, the Maryland State Police has it. We have investigative units all the way down from narcotics to gangs. We have computer crimes, and then we have other units as our crash team units that do investigation on large crashes and fatal collisions. Then we have a reconstructionist that go back and help with the crash team doing reconstructions on accidents and stuff. Dive team, which is a part-time team. We have a SWAT team.
Oh, wow.
So we have anything you could think of police-wise. I could go here and sit on for days talking about different divisions and what they do. We have a motors units. So we have so many different divisions. Anything you could think of in law enforcement we have. Only thing we don't have, always tell people, is we don't have horses. That's the only thing the Maryland State Police does. We don't have horses.
Well, now I'm out.
What'd you even come in for?
Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry to disappoint.
Do you get that question a lot?
Every once in a while, we do. People ask, do they have a mounted unit? And the Maryland State Police doesn't have a mounted unit at this time. But anything else, like I said earlier, to focus on anything else we could think of, investigators, all the way down to white collar crimes, child abduction, everything you could think of, we have.
How do you think people figure out what they want to specialize in?
So that's one of the questions I get all the time, and I always tell people, there's an agency, you can come in with a focus or want to do something. I get people all the time, I came in with an IT background, I want to go into computer crimes and do things like that, and then next they fall in love with narcotics or something like that. So if you come in with an open mind, you get a chance to see whatever it is, and then you dedicate your time to a focus, right? If you're interested in a unit or anything like that, spend a day or two with the unit. You might have to spend some of your off time, or if you get a chance to get approval from your commander to go spend a day with them, see what they do and see what they actually do, and then you might like it or you might not, and that's how you can pick and choose. I tell people when I got into recruiting, I never had a thought to be sitting behind a desk and talking to people, but it was one of my first sergeants. She came to me and she said, "Hey, I think this is an opportunity for you, and I think you'd be good at it. She said, you are really good at getting along with different type of people. Like, you're friendly, everybody loves you. And I don't know if that was true or not, and I said, I don't know. And then she hit me with what I called the trump card. She says, listen, you have, at the time, 2 kids. She's like, this is a Monday through Friday, and I think this will benefit you and your family as well. So I said, I'll give it a try. Little did she know that I absolutely fell in love with it, and I've been recruiting in for almost 7 years now. And I've had the opportunity to promote and stay, but I absolutely love what I do and go around all over the state and out of the state of Maryland to talk about my job as a trooper.
I wonder if that happens a lot, where someone on the outside sees something that maybe you're not seeing in yourself and says, I think you would be perfect for this.
I believe it does happen often, and I hope it happens all the time, because that's what supervisors are supposed to do, is when they see something, just like you would in your children, see something that they're good at, you got to give them that nudge sometimes, like, hey, I think you should try this, would be good for you.
Play to the strengths.
Yeah, absolutely.
I always try to, before we do these interviews, I always spend a little time online researching just to get a better idea of, who we're talking to and what they do. And I did see that there was a job opening for a helicopter pilot.
Yes, so we hire helicopter pilots. So we call those our professional staff. We hire people outside. If you don't want to serve as a sworn member and carry a gun and badge, we hire all type of professional staff, from helicopter pilots to mechanics to admin to HR specialists to crime scene technicians to forensic science people in the lab. So Maryland State Police, we are the sworn members, are the front forward of the agency. But our support staff, our professional staff, oh my goodness, they do so much behind the scenes that people don't know about, and we absolutely hire for those all the time.
Are the Maryland State Troopers also responsible for a protective detail for the governor?
Yes, we are. So that's another one of our specialized divisions called our Executive Protection Unit.
Wow, there's so much that you offer. I don't think I knew. I didn't know all of that.
A lot of people, because they see us on the highways, and that's their first thought process is they see the uniform and patrol. And do understand, patrol is the background of the Maryland State Police. And before you go any of those specialized divisions, you will be tasked with patrol for a minimum of 2 years from the date of hire. So 6 months of the academy, in a year and a half of the first year and a half of your patrol, your career will be in patrol. Because you have to know the job of a trooper before you start doing anything else. Any additional duties.
Is there a cap to how old, to age?
So, yes, we hire up to 58. With that being said, at 60, you're forced to retire at the Maryland State Police.
Oh, okay.
So we don't limit you from applying all the way up until you're 58 years old. And the reason is because at 59, by the time you finish the hiring process, you'll be forced to retire anyways. So, yes, we've had people come on the job in their early 50s. And sometimes they already lived their career, and they say, hey, it's always been a dream to be a state trooper. And they wanted to do the last 8-9 years of possible before they turn 60 as a trooper, and we'll honor that. We'll definitely hire them, and we'll use the body.
Do you find that a lot of people that apply are career switchers?
At times. It depends. We get people from all over the place. And I tell people that's why there's no one place to go get a trooper, right? If there was a well, trust me, we would go there every time to go grab as many troopers as possible. But we get people that come from all over the place. We have people that transfer from other police agencies. We have people fresh out of high school. We have a cadet program where we hire people fresh out of high school at 18 until they're 20. And then when they turn 20 in 6 months, we put them in the police academy. And all their cadet time transfers over to become troopers. That's really our farm team. That's really the backbone of a lot of our academy classes are starting to be some of our cadets. About a third of our upcoming academy class will probably be cadets. So that's a big thing. So if you're looking for a job fresh out of high school and you know college isn't the way you want to go, absolutely, cadet program for the Maryland State Police, we will hire you. Same qualifications, U.S. citizen, driver's license, and obviously graduated high school, so high school diploma. So same thing. And then also, like I said, coming from all over the place, we go to colleges to talk to people and everywhere else. But there is no one particular place to be a trooper. One of my best friends on the job happens to be another sergeant in the unit. She went to college in pharmaceutical sales. She said she went to a career fair, talked to a trooper, and went home and was like, I'm going to be a trooper. So from pharmaceutical sales to a trooper, and now she's been on the job for over 17 years. She did undercover work in our gun unit and things, so many different things. So I tell people there's no one place to get it. But yeah, career switches, we do see that too.
Sure.
So it's a little bit of everything.
With our last few minutes here that we have, Sergeant, tell me what is your favorite thing about your job?
So like I said, I'm a talker. So I absolutely love going around talking to people. But more than anything else, I like to go back into my community. And along with right now the climate of policing, there's a lot of myths in policing work, right? So I get questions, why do police officers do this? Some of them I can answer, some I can debunk. I can't answer every individual situation. Well, this car stopped me and this happened. I don't know. I wasn't there.
Right. What's the most common question you get?
There's a variety of them. it's hard to pick a certain one. Why is there always 5 troopers on a traffic stop when I get pulled over and stuff like that? And I tell them there's a variety of reasons. If there's 10 people in the car, I'm over embellishing, but if there's 5 people in the car, a lot of times we would like to outnumber the car if possible, if we have reason to as well. So if it's just a simple speeding violation, we might not need backup or assistance or anything else. But if there's multiple people in the car and we feel there's a reason that we need more troopers, we will ask for assistance. Sometimes it could be a trooper just driving up the road, and we have a standing tradition to check on each other, right? I could be off duty in my police car, and if I see a trooper on the side of the road, you damn right, I'm going to stop out and check on him, say, hey, is everything cool? You don't need any help? And if he doesn't, he might give me a thumbs up, and I might keep going my way. I might pull over, it might be a buddy I ain't seen in 5 years, and we might have a conversation after your traffic stop. You never know why we're there, but we're there.
Because you all have each other's backs.
We all have each other's backs. And that doesn't just stand for troopers. It could be a county or sheriff or whoever it may be. If I see the lights on and on a traffic stop or any incident, it's my responsibility to step out or stop out and to make sure they're okay.
What is something that you wish the public either knew or would do? Now, so let me give you an example. Here's what comes to mind, and it bothers me every time I see people not doing it, and that is when you're on a highway or road, whatever. If you can get over and there's a police officer that has someone pulled over, get over.
So you're playing
slow
to my
down, get over.
You're playing to my heartstrings. So that is a big one for me, and it's probably the ultimate one. And anybody that knows me on this job, I've been hit 3 separate times.
Oh my!
So yeah, I was a brand new trooper. Probably we did it was 8 months into patrol, and I was hit by a tractor trailer. I had missed about 7-8 months over work. Hurt my shoulder injury and everything else. But that to me is the biggest thing you can do. Is because it could save a life, right?
Yeah.
And not just for law enforcement, but for anything with emergency lights. So a tow truck driver, a state highway worker that's maybe setting up cones or whatever it may be, construction worker. If you see the lights on, you see the cones over, if you have the ability to get over, if you don't have the ability to get over, just slow down. Slow down. Give them that. That safety is big for all of us. I can't tell you how many times I've been on a traffic stop and a car goes zooming by me and my whole patrol vehicle starts to rock.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. It's just I see it. I'm not obviously feeling it like you would be in your car, but I just see that, and I always think about that is, regardless of the job, that is, there's a person, there's a man or a woman there who more than likely has a family to get home.
100%, and that's on both ends. The violator, the person we might have stopped, and the trooper.
Right.
We all like to get home safely, and that's why I tell people in any interaction in law enforcement, there's always a gun in the situation because the trooper brings one to it or the officer does. But regardless of the situation, we all want to go home. Right.
That's right. Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for spending time with us today.
Thank you so much.
I have so many questions I could ask you, but we'll just have to have you back and talk a little bit more next time.
Do I have last one more minute to talk about our upcoming trunk or treat?
Yeah, I didn't want to miss that. I was going to interrupt
at the
and say that.
Hagerstown Barrack. If you are free this coming Tuesday, October 22nd, from 6 to 8 at our Hagerstown Barrack, we are having a family-friendly trunk or treat. You get to meet different variety of units of our agency. Hopefully, I think our crime scene is going to be out there. Maybe somebody from our SOD unit is going to be there. And you get to meet the troopers from the Hagerstown Barrack from different aspects of the barrack level. And we're going to be giving out candy, of course, and everything else. Wear your costumes. Hopefully, our troopers get to participate and wear their costumes as well. But it's a phenomenal opportunity to meet the Hagerstown Barrack. And
I think you should all come dressed up as state troopers. That's just me.
Oh, man. I think that's what we do on a Monday through Friday regular basis. Right? So,
and I don't know if this will entice anybody, but I will also be at that event between 6 and 8 with our sister station WAYZ set up doing a live broadcast. So
Awesome.
I will see you on Tuesday.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Sergeant Tyrell Flowers Jackson, for spending your afternoon with us.
Once again, thank you guys for the invite, and a pleasure.
Hope to have you back.
Absolutely. Coming up, we're going to take another look at news and sports, and it's all powered by 2A Arms LLC, 2A and PA, Firearms and Freedom.
Maggie and Perloff on the Infinity Sports Network.
I feel the same way that I felt yesterday. I feel like this was a game that the Cowboys should have won.
They did.
They did. I didn't think they were spectacular, but that's okay. You don't have to do style points. This is in college. We're not trying to impress the BCS. This was good for them to get away with a win. And I still have them not making the playoffs this year.
Hey, this is Maggie Gray on 92.1 The GOAT, the Tri-State home for local sports and news.
Fall cleanup is just around the corner, but there are still plenty of days and plenty of ways to enjoy your outdoor living spaces. Knitter House Hardware can help. Stop by and ask their expert Denny all your lawn and gardening questions. Knitter House is now carrying grass seed mixes formerly available at Snavely's Garden Center. Mix 1, 2, and 3 made just for our area. A Steel certified dealer and and Repair Center, Knitter House Hardware, Chambersburg's neighborhood hardware store, just off Wayne Avenue, Chambersburg.
This is Eric at Hancock Chevrolet. Over the last decade, the way we buy things have evolved. Now, you get on your phone, click Want It, and it shows up at your front door. At Hancock Chevrolet, it is that easy. We've changed the car buying experience on the I-81 corridor forever. And with a return policy better than Walmart, there's absolutely no reason to buy a new or used car, truck, or SUV anywhere else. Just like Amazon, Hancock Chevrolet will deliver the vehicle to you, where you are, and on your time. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. Why waste your time in a car dealership playing the dumb back and forth games? Besides, we hate it more than you do. I assure you, no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. will beat our price. No dealership from Cumberland to Baltimore, Maryland will beat our price. And no other dealership will allow you to return it if you don't want it. Hancock Chevrolet absolutely provides the best experience at the best price. Visit HancockChevy.com to schedule your VIP experience. Click on the vehicle you want, and your new ride will be delivered to you at no risk.
See dealer for details. Shop Ludwig's Jewelers October 18th and 19th during their Applefest Fall Sale. Save up to 75% with sidewalk sales and in-store sales. Some exclusions apply. Stop by and see the new fall arrivals, from diamonds and colored gemstones to fine timepieces, gift items, and more. Celebrate Applefest with timeless savings at Ludwig's Jewelers, 121 South Main Street, downtown Chambersburg. More than a store, a tradition for over 145 years. The perfect fall getaway is right off I-81. The town of Williamsport invites you to the best stop along the Potomac. The C&O Canal is beautiful this time of year, but there's so much more. Come out to Town Hall Fridays for the Haunted History Walks. If you love history, stop by the Town Museum for free on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays, operated by Williamsport Area Historical Association in the Tenant House beside Springfield Barn. While there, book your next family event or reunion. Your local getaway in the tri-state area this fall is Williamsport, Maryland. Rest and relax on the river.
Want to remodel your kitchen and upgrade your bath? You can do both, one now and one later. With a Patriot Flex equity line from Patriot Federal Credit Union, you can access cash at any time for practically any purpose. And you have the flexibility to lock in some or all of your loan balance at a low fixed rate. Learn more about the Patriot Flex equity line today at patriotfcu.org. All loans subject to credit approval. See site for terms and conditions. Equal housing lender.
Celebrate the season Friday, October 25th at the Downtown Hagerstown Halloween Block Party, a free event for the entire family. Trick or treat on South Potomac Street from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. There will be costume contests for kids and adults, inflatables, and a bounce house for the kids, and a DJ to keep everyone's spirits lively. You'll have a second chance to trick or treat downtown businesses Saturday, October 26th, 4 to 6 p.m. before the Mummers Parade.
It's happening here in Pennsylvania. Sanctuary cities are releasing violent illegal immigrants onto our streets with the help of Bob Casey. Casey voted repeatedly to fund these dangerous sanctuary cities. Casey's policy let more illegals, more criminals loose in our neighborhoods, making our families less safe. Worse, instead of deporting criminal illegals, Casey voted to give them amnesty. Casey's amnesty would give illegal immigrants your Social Security and Medicare. That's right, Casey would give your benefits to illegals, but he'd also make you pay more. Casey voted for higher taxes on seniors' Social Security benefits. Seniors can't afford higher taxes? Bob Casey, taxing you to pay illegals. It's just another Casey con job. It's time for a change. It's time to fire Bob Casey. Senate Leadership Fund paid for and is responsible for the content of this advertising, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. SenateLeadershipFund.org.
Everybody's athletic journey is different. Some athletes might find themselves injured, and others are looking to get back into their favorite activity. At Meritus Sports Medicine, our expert team will support the unique needs of athletes of all ages and levels, from youth to professional. Conveniently located at the Valley Mall, our new facility boasts leading-edge technology and the compassionate local care everyone deserves. Our expert team will develop individual treatment plans guided by the needs and goals of each athlete. To learn more, visit meritushealth.com/sportsmedicine.
Planning the perfect wedding? Have you already had the ultimate wedding? Would you like to be featured in the upcoming Tri-State Bridal magazine? If your dream wedding has, in reality, taken place within the past 3 years, submit your details at bestofthetristate.com and you could be featured in the magazine. You know you want to. Go ahead. Say, I do want to share my dream wedding with the world. For submission requirements
and more details, visit bestofthetristate.com.
Local and live, covering Franklin and Washington counties, it's Let's Talk Tri-State with Tiny and Katie.
Let's talk Tri-State. Downtown Apple Fest in Chambersburg is happening on the 19th. That is tomorrow from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. in downtown Chambersburg, offering a free day of arts, crafts, food, and entertainment. They expect about 10,000 visitors, sponsored by Sheetz and the Downtown Business Council, whom we spoke with the other day. This will feature over 150 exhibitors, 22 food booths, and highlight the Foundry Art Market's annual art challenge, where artists create live works. Local shops and restaurants will be open. It's really a great opportunity to celebrate the community and the creativity that is in Chambersburg, an event that I've been looking forward to. I love all these community events, and we've been so fortunate the last few weeks to learn about so many of them.
We just focused on this one this week, as a matter of fact, and Apple Fest has always been wildly successful in downtown Chambersburg. Basically, Chambersburg completely shuts down, and you have all types of food vendors, craft vendors, as the art exhibit is there. So there's so much to do. It's very family oriented.
And it's the admission is free.
Yeah,
you can just go walk around,
up,
and it's going to be such a beautiful weekend. What a great way to grab the family and enjoy it.
This is probably going to be one of their busier Apple Fest, because I remember, I don't know if it's been last year or the year before, but for some consecutive years it was either very cold or rainy. So this weekend, Apple Fest is really going to get the weather. I mean, they've been due for good weather, and they sure are getting it this week.
Yeah, it's really a bummer when these events take place and it's rain. The cold I can handle, the rain I cannot.
I wouldn't mind if this was because this is a very fall event, so I wouldn't mind if it was like a fall day, like we had this week, around like 55, a little breezy, clouds, fine. But when you're getting down into the low 40s and the 30s, and that wind's blowing,
and it's raining, it's just not so
much.
So I'm glad that they have good weather for this weekend.
I wish I would have seen this earlier this week. I did not, however, so that's on me. But last night, Washington County Transportation, with the Division of Engineering, hosted the Maryland Department of Transportation's Consolidated Transportation Plan Tour meeting at the Washington County Public Safety Training Center in Hagerstown. Now, the public was encouraged to attend, and it was live streamed. You can also check that out on their website. It's washco-md.net. But what happened is they're basically, and I didn't even know that they did this just in general, but it makes sense. There's different transportation routes that are going to be taking place. There's different intersections that may be having some orientation changes. There may be a stop sign put here or stoplight removed there. All of this, and I watched the video, very informative of what they had available. And like I said, they did this last night, but I'm reporting it to you now just so that you can look at their website, again, washco-md.net, and get all the information that was on there if you're a Washington County resident. Because, again, it was directly affected Hagerstown especially, which is certainly in our viewing and listening area. If you would like to email, and I don't know if they'll provide you minutes from the meeting or whatever, but the email address is pr@washco-md.net, and they'll get you all the information that you could possibly want. And you're reaching out to the PR department and the marketing department for that division.
I did want to take a couple minutes and discuss Dick's Cabinetry and Flooring. They are taking donated items that they're going to be shipping next week to those in need in North Carolina. The hours to donate are today 3 to 6, Saturday 8 to 1, and Sunday 9 to 2. Their trailer that they're trying to fill is located at Dick's on Lincoln Way East in Chambersburg, and they have this massive trailer that they're trying to fill. Some of the things that they are asking for, and you can find all of this on their website or on their Facebook page, but some of the bigger items: blankets, hooded sweatshirts, first aid kits, body wipes, dog food, cat food, paper towels, batteries is a big one, flashlights is another big one, anything ready to eat soups, stews, or meals in pull tab cans, something that can easily be transported. If you have it and you've been wanting to help and wanting to donate, and maybe you just did your fall cleaning and you have a bunch of sweatshirts that you were going to take to a local place, this might be another option for you.
And maybe you haven't wanted to or felt comfortable donating money, but you would certainly want to donate products. This is exactly where you would take that.
Yep, that's Dick's Cabinetry and Flooring. Again, they are on Lincoln Way East in Chambersburg. And right now, we're going to check in with sports with Andy.
Last night in boys soccer for the Tesla Cup, North Hagerstown beat Clear Spring 8-0. Smithsburg and South Hagerstown played to a tie of 1-1, while Mountain Ridge beat Williamsport 2-0. In the MDCC semifinals, Grace beat Cumberland Valley Christian 3-2. In girls soccer, North Hagerstown took down Clear Spring 8-0. Smithsburg beat South Hagerstown 9-0. And Mountain Ridge beat Williamsport 8-0. Liberty took on Boonesboro and also won 8-0. In volleyball action, North Hagerstown beat Clear Spring 3-0. 25-11, 25-22, and 25-22 were scores for all three matches that North Hagerstown was victorious in. Williamsport beat Spring Mills in three matches by scores of 25-21, 25-18, and 25-21. Boonesboro took down South Hagerstown 3 matches to 1, winning by scores of 25-19, 25-22, and 25-15, while Smithsburg toppled Thomas Johnson 3 matches to 0, winning with scores of 25-17, 25-22, and 25-14. In the MDCC semifinals, Grace beat Faith 3-0 by scores of 25-3, 25-15, and 25-12. Calvary took down Heritage as well in the MDCC semifinals 3-0. In field hockey, St. James beat Oakdale last night 3-1. Drew Lobley and Bryson Rohrer, Alfred Basong, and Hector Diaz of North Hagerstown boys soccer were all top performers last night in the Tesla Cup. Lobley had 4 goals and 2 assists. Rohrer had 2 goals and an assist. And Basong and Diaz each scored as the Hubs won the Tesla Cup title as Washington County Public School champions with a win over Clear Spring. Skylar Norris and Emerson Shank, as well as McKenna Murphy and Ellie Schwartz for Williamsport Volleyball, all shined. Norris had 10 kills, 2 blocks, and 5 digs, while Shank had 16 assists, 2 kills, 2 blocks, and 4 digs. Murphy had 16 assists and 6 digs, while Schwartz had 4 kills, 3 blocks, and a sweep of Spring Mills. Tonight, some big games in Washington County for varsity football. Williamsport travels to South Hagerstown with a kickoff at 6. Brunswick travels to North Hagerstown, also a kickoff at 6 o'clock, while Smithsburg battles Catoctin at 6:30 in Catoctin. Southern Anne Arundel comes to Boonesboro, kickoff at 7, while Clear Spring and Tussey Mountain battle at 7 p.m. Coming up tonight in boys soccer in Washington County, St. James will take on Merritt at 4:15. Girls soccer action on Saturday, October 19th. Boonesboro travels to Hagerstown. That game's at 10 a.m. And Smithsburg travels to Francis Scott Key with a game at 11:30 a.m. Clear Spring takes on St. James at 1 o'clock, while Walkersville battles North Hagerstown at 1 o'clock. Tonight in girls volleyball action, St. James will travel to Potomac, the match starting at 4:15. Last night in volleyball action for Franklin County, according to the sports page, Cumberland Valley Christian Blazers fell last night to Faith. Faith Christian rallied in the final 2 games to defeat the Blazers 3-2 Tuesday in a Mason-Dixon Christian Conference girls volleyball quarterfinal playoff game. The Blazers ended their season with an 11-11 record, and Faith advanced to the conference semifinals. Faith won the first game 25-23, but the Blazers came back with victories of 25-10 and 25-21. Then they suffered losses of 25-23 and 17-15. In girls soccer action last night for Franklin County, Greencastle Antrim beat Mifflin County 3-0. The Blue Devils ended their regular season with a Mid-Penn Colonial victory over the Huskies. In Lewistown, Greencastle finished the regular season out at 12-5-1 with a record of 11-2-1 in the MPC, and are currently ranked number 7 in the District 3 Class 3A. In the District 3 Class 3A division, the Blue Devils will likely host a first-round game in the playoffs on Monday. After a scoreless first half against Mifflin County, Greencastle Antrim got their offense going. Callie Iser took a shot that deflected off a defender and went into the net, and Braylon Cordell then hit the net after a pass from Shayna Overcash. An insurance goal was knocked in by Kat Marciano off a corner kick taken by Haley Baker. Goalkeeper Lexi Nelson had to make only 2 saves to post her 10th shutout of the season.
If you'd like to be featured on the Coach's Corner with Andy, email coach at 921thegoat.com.
This is Eric at Hancock Chevrolet. Over the last decade, the way we buy things have evolved. Now, you get on your phone, click Want It, and it shows up at your front door. At Hancock Chevrolet, it is that easy. We've changed the car buying experience on the I-81 corridor forever. And with a return policy better than Walmart, there's absolutely no reason to buy a new or used car, truck, or SUV anywhere else. Just like Amazon, Hancock Chevrolet will deliver the vehicle to you, where you are, and on your time. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. Why waste your time in a car dealership playing the dumb back and forth games? Besides, we hate it more than you do. I assure you, no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. will beat our price. No dealership from Cumberland to Baltimore, Maryland will beat our price. and no other dealership will allow you to return it if you don't want it. Hancock Chevrolet absolutely provides the best experience at the best price. Visit HancockChevy.com to schedule your VIP experience. Click on the vehicle you want, and your new ride will be delivered to you at no risk.
See dealer for details. Contractors, builders, masons, home improvement do-it-yourselfers. Are you in the market for a pellet wood or gas stove insert? Now is the time to visit LT Rushstone and Fireplace. It's their pre-season blowout sale. Take advantage of the year's best prices on products and installation. Stop by the showroom on the Buchanan Trail East between Waynesboro and Greencastle to see their amazing displays. Find the products that will make your upcoming projects showstoppers and take advantage of pre-season blowout prices. LT Rushstone and Fireplace. Experts that can help you to complete your construction or renovation projects with the best products, the best options, and the best service. Now open Tuesday and Wednesday until 8 p.m. for your convenience. LT Rushstone and Fireplace. Buchanan Trail East between Waynesboro and Greencastle. Online at ltrushstone.com.
LT Rushstone and Fireplace, making dreams come true.
Friday, November 8th, Greencastle Family Dental will offer services including fillings, cleanings, extractions, and limited oral exams at no charge to veterans in the tri-state area without dental benefits. For more details, call 717-597-7197. If you are interested in this event or would like to donate sealed snacks or drinks, call 717-597-7197 or send a message via Facebook or Google. Greencastle Family Dental, 50 Eastern Avenue, Suite 108.
When you and your loved one need extra support for a very serious illness, there's just one call to make: to Hospice of Washington County.
They provided a team of professionals to meet our loved ones and our family's needs.
They allowed me to be my mother's daughter again and to spend special time with her. I knew I had help just a phone call away.
They were there in our home with help and medical equipment exactly when we needed them.
When your loved one needs extra support for a serious illness, there's just one call to make: to Hospice of Washington County. Hospice care is a fully covered Medicare and Medicaid benefit, and no one is ever turned away for an inability to pay. Hospice of Washington County cares for the whole family. Call 301-791-6360. That's 301-791-6360. Or visit hospiceofwc.org.
You know your car.
My Mitzi takes premium and a wash once a month.
Or at least you think you do.
Old Hank has a double Buford throttle Hemi.
But if you're lacking the space or the tools to work on your baby...
What about the know-how?
That too. Then our garage is for you.
Danny's Garage, your local Volkswagen and Audi specialist with over 45 years of experience. Stop in and see why the tri-state area trusts Danny's to get their Volkswagen and Audi right and back on the road in no time. Stop by Denny's Garage in Quincy today.
Chances are you're not hearing this ad while topping 100 in your Aston Martin or taking a spin around town in your Rolls Royce. But if you are, then Donald Trump's tax plan is for you. Just ask him.
You're rich as hell. We're going to give you a tax cut?
But if you're hearing this on your way to work or school pickup, if you're heading to the grocery store or wondering how long you can stretch that tank of gas, then your plan is Kamala Harris's plan. She'll make the wealthy and big corporations pay their fair share so she can give the middle class a tax cut, as well as $25,000 for first-time home buyers, $6,000 for first-time parents, and a $50,000 tax deduction for starting a new business. Because that guy in the Cybertruck that just zoomed by doesn't need another break. But Kamala Harris knows you sure could use one. Paid for by FFPAC, ffpac.org, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. FFPAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Tri-State, powered by HomeRight Windows and Doors in Waynesboro, the right choice, winner of the 2024 Best of the Tri-State Award.
Our last guest today, we have the mayor of Williamsport, Bill Green. Bill, how are you today?
I'm good. Thanks for having me. It's nice seeing you guys again.
Yeah, we love having you here.
And Bill and I go way back.
Oh, yeah.
My goodness, the town of Williamsport events for years. I think last year was the first parade I'd missed in years.
Oh, yeah, in years.
I was out of town, but the town of Williamsport, man, you all do it up right. With anything you do, it's unbelievable.
We try our best. We have a great team, helps put all that together, and we do sit there. These events are planned at the same time every year, and we just try to do the same thing and keep it going.
I subbed in for Tiny last year.
That's right, you did.
For the parade and the tree lighting. That was my first time experiencing that in Williamsport, and I was very impressed. The weather was unfortunate, but you can't control that. But it was a lot of fun.
We've had some rain, we've had snow days, and we've had normal ones. But yeah, when first meeting you there, that was kind of funny because I had no idea.
Yeah.
So it was like, okay, here's what we do.
Yeah, and I just got right into it. And then you just had the Harvest Hoedown a couple weeks ago. I was there for that, which was so cool. I'd never seen scarecrow making before at an event like that, and that was a huge hit. A lot of people were really enjoying that.
Yeah, Harvest Hoedown, the ministeriums put that together. Pastor Sandell kind of heads that up, and we just monitor the games for him, keep care of him all year, help him set it up, and then help clean it up when it's done. It's huge.
Yeah, it seemed like it was
huge.
really, really going well.
Yeah.
It was very well attended. It was a beautiful day, and it
couldn't
was
have had
great.
better weather for that. The weather really cooperated.
The weekend weather this year for the fall season has been very good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's supposed
And
to
look
be a
at
good
this
day.
weekend; it's going to be great.
Yeah.
Now, you guys have a lot of upcoming events, kind of focusing a little bit around the fall season. I know you have some ghost walks.
Okay.
And
we do.
So talk to me about that, because I am a fanatic for anything paranormal, ghost, scary. And so I wasn't aware that there were these tours in Williamsport.
About 16 years ago, we started, we tried to figure out a way to get the downtown businesses involved in doing some stuff, because trick or treat really wasn't huge in the town. It was not. It was falling off the edge. So through that and developing that, we were like, a lot of stories came to us from people with, hey, they used to do this, and they told these stories. So sat in one night with a group of people, and we were just talking about it, and one of the guys in the group happened to be a ghost hunter. So he was like, have you all ever thought about seeing if those stories are real? And that led into, and we put the stories together and created 3 separate walks that we change out every year with different stories, and it all led into just getting evidence and gathering stuff. So our walk, you hear some history of Williamsport, and we tell it the factual way, and then we tell it the Williamsport way. And I tell everybody, you can see a difference between what people will say in court or on the air to what they say off. So we have a different way of telling it, but one of the stories is always not exactly factual. It's just because we tell them to Google it. You can find this online, and you can find these letters to see what they Google.
A little cross-reference.
A little cross-reference, just to see. So we always throw in one, and we tell them, whoever picks the right one.
Nothing wrong with some smoke and mirrors, Bill.
Right.
Nothing wrong at all.
Nobody's ever guessed the wrong story.
There you go.
When are the walks?
Every Friday evening we do one at 7 this year and one at 9.
And then do you get your tickets in advance online?
You just show up.
Okay.
Yeah, you just show up. It's 2 hours, and it's $5.
Have you ever seen anything? Has there ever been a paranormal experience when you were doing one of the walks?
For other people.
Yeah.
Other people have had things happen, and people have come to us on the walks and told us what they've experienced, what they call it. They show us their cameras. So yeah, people have caught things.
Cool.
Last year, somebody caught a picture of a guy sitting at one of the tombstones in the graveyard.
Oh my goodness!
Wow.
Yeah. So we reveal all of that. Like after you do the walk, so it's about a 55-minute walk to 70 minutes, and then we take you in and show you the evidence that we've gathered over the years. You get to go over all the equipment with the ghost hunter, and then he takes half the group out and walks them through with equipment to see if he catch anything in town hall.
And there's a lot of rich history in Williamsport.
It does. It dates back to the pioneer days. I mean, we go way back to fur trading, So, and Jacob Friend, his grave is there in Williamsport. So he was the first resident, I guess you'd call, of the county back when they were forming. Yeah, we got a lot.
When did the ghost tours wrap up? Are they all year long? Or
No, we just, because it's a volunteer basis, and basically I get stuck doing them every year. Didn't start that way. It just seems to be ending that way.
Voluntold basis.
Voluntold basis. Yeah. So we do just one day. We start them like right at the end of September, and it's only on the Friday or the Saturdays. Depends on how the group can get together, just for the month.
Okay.
And it's over. We get a lot of people to ask us to do it during other events, and it's like, it's a lot.
I'm sure.
I mean, we'll spend. I said there's like 4 of us tonight, so we'll spend 4 hours of walking, talking, laughing and showing evidence. And by the time tonight's over, it's like, man, we're getting too old for this. We've been doing it for 16 years.
Yeah.
Now.
Are they pretty well attended too?
They are. The group's average in size from 4 people to 40 people.
Oh, wow.
Depends. So last week, the first walk at 7, was 25 people. And then the walk there at 9 was only 4, but the week before, the walk at 9 had 36 people, and the walk at 7 had 20.
Wow.
So tonight, we already had someone call in. They got close to 20 just in their group. So
This is something I didn't know that was offered so close to home, essentially. And
it was a nice thing at the time, and it attracted. And what we had done was, when we first started with the businesses, we developed games. So you did prizes. Kids played the game, got a prize on Trick or Treat night. As they trick or treat through Williamsport, we gave them some hay wagon rides. And when we added the walks into it, it was a good way to pay for the candy that the town hands out.
candy is expensive.
Yeah.
It's not cheap.
So we tell everybody that's why the walks are only $5. Well, that we're not DC, but because George Washington was going to make Williamsport the capital.
There you
So
go.
we always tell everybody the walk would have cost you 20. You know, but since it didn't work out.
Well, you'd walk around with your hand in their pockets, too.
Right,
So.
you know, and we'd be in a limo and instead of walking.
There you go.
But
that sounds great.
we take the money made and we buy the candy and we hand it out for the games, you know, and the participating businesses just to get a start. It's just a little bit of keeping that part of the tradition on because we do it for just to do it. That's why it's hard to find volunteers to do it. And our previous storyteller moved away, and finding somebody to tell the stories that
Absolutely.
knows them, it's difficult. And
That is a skill and a craft and an art,
it
the
is
storytelling. Absolutely.
You know, and he really had it. The previous gentleman really had it. And it was Alan. He could rattle off the stories, make them a little personal, and get you laughing. And trying to fill his shoes is hard enough, but finding somebody else. And we've tried. You know, it's hard. Volunteers. I mean, if anybody out there wants to volunteer, get a hold of Town Hall. I mean, we can use volunteers like everybody else can.
And they're great events to be part of, too.
They are.
You know, volunteer people think, oh, I don't really want to get into the work, but they're just good, rewarding events.
They are. They're fun, and people remember them. You know, and we have a steady group of people every year that do our walks. And what I hear every time on it, now it's trick or treat on Halloween night in downtown, right? And it's like, what's the whole town? But yes, downtown will still be down there with music and costume contest, and everybody dresses up. It's a nice time.
Tell us about because I briefly went through this, the town museum.
I love the town museum. We have it in the old tenant house at Springfield Farm. So, you know, we're talking 1800 buildings. You know, they got some history to themselves. The museum, when you think of a small town museum, and I've done a lot of little small town museums, and I tell everybody, you always see the same kind of layout. They take an old building and they put some really neat things just unique to that area. In our town museum, we had rebuilt the tenant house to hold it. And the ladies that run it, we have some spectacular women that run that. That's Sandy and Cindy and Suze. They run this thing. I mean, they put all of the displays together. They change them out. They file. They categorize. And they run what's called the Williamsport Area Historical Association. So with our museum, it's not just Williamsport. We have stuff from Downsville and other surrounding areas that consider themselves Williamsport go into this. And when you're looking back at fur trades, like Washington County Historical Society gave us a loan on the Jacob Friend tombstone, you know, the first settler in the area, and they had it. And they're like, well, he's buried in your town. You should display it. We have an 1812 canteen set from the war, you know, from Otha Holland Williams. So having his son's stuff there, we got their portraits and the whole how Williamsport came about. And it's sitting on the property, you know, with the barn, you know, it dates back to pre-colonial days. And that whole area was like Lord Baltimore's offset Conococheague Manor. Yeah, you know, in the history, just with the tenant house and with our farm and our barn that we have, which is beautiful. I mean, Springfield Barn's immaculate. And then on down from there are the manor house, the oldest distillery in North America, they claim, and a spring house.
Is the barn a popular wedding?
Massively.
I'm sure.
It is. I mean, we have to tell some people no. You know, our price is very affordable, but the barn in itself is beautiful. And I tell everybody, we have a new person now for the past, that's like 3 months, and she's doing a fabulous job with it again. And you know, because people change out, but I tell her the same thing I've told all of them, it'll rent itself. I mean, when you open the doors and you look at it, if they got the light, it's like, here's a contract.
Yeah, you know, just see the pictures that it's
and
breathtaking.
we recently this year we finished the underneath completely. There was still the old stall room that was dirt floors and everything, and we had just rebuilt all that and dedicated to one of our former councilmen that had passed away, and we call it the K room. And having that finished for engagement parties and everything else, and this year we'll have our first winter weddings here in 2025.
Very nice.
Because that room is temperature controlled.
Mhm.
So you don't have to be upstairs. You can, a smaller wedding can go out in the courtyard, get married, and you can go right back into the warm.
And you still do the festival trees there?
Still have the festival
Yeah.
trees, yeah. That'll be coming up here in December.
And I want to touch upon, Bill, in just a second, the Main Street programs that you have. But first, I want to make sure that we thank our friends at Viridis Men's Health in Hagerstown, where they have telehealth available. You can find them online at viridismenshealth.com. What are some of the Main Street programs that you have?
Our Main Street is, we're now up to about 20 businesses in the designated area. We had a newly one just opened up in the past 2 weeks, Ruth's Market. So, that really brings something new to the area. But our programs we're working on right now is just getting to the point of, besides the events, coming down with the quarterly business conferences where you bring in people to talk about business, to start inviting the businesses to those, and different things of that nature. They have one of the programs we're trying to implement is Conica Jig Cash, which is just a program to where the town can do events and hand out prizes and give you $1. It has a Willie on it and everything, and that can be spent at any of our businesses. And just trying to get that caught on a little bit better, because we can do a little bit of prize, and then the business owner can just come to the town to get the cash from Main Street.
Are those the dollars? Are they something that people, if they wanted to buy as a gift for someone, could do that?
Yeah, yeah. They could take some of them, like I believe one of them last year, and we're trying to do it again at this Cocoa Crawl, was like a 50 Conica Jig Cash.
Okay.
So you had $50, but it has to be spent at a Williamsport business.
Right.
But we want them all in on it.
Mhm.
And then and you can get a gift for somebody else with that if you wanted to.
That's phenomenal.
But you can't spend it outside of the town itself.
Sure.
Bill, how long have you lived in Williamsport?
All my life, minus 2 years I was away.
And you've been mayor
I'm there forever.
For how many years now? Yeah.
8 years now as mayor.
Okay.
I was on council for 6 years prior.
You may be the busiest. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Katie.
No, you're
but
good.
You may be the busiest mayor, and I'm not speaking negatively of any of the other local mayors, but of those that I have met and been around, buddy, you are always busy into something.
Yeah, we're always doing something. We're small.
Mhm.
I got 3 office. I have 3 guys. And then we have our town manager, and it's like that's pretty much a group. And you got to be willing to get in there and help.
Yeah,
and
you
I
are.
do.
That's great.
I'm not afraid to get in and help. But a lot of times they don't want me helping. They're like, no, come on. And it's like,
it's difficult. Well, and two is it's not just a position for you. You've been there all your life. You've been part of the community. You've been involved in the events even before being mayor. So for you, this is merely just a continuation of how you've lived your life.
Yeah, I've always, whenever they needed anything, even in my business, they needed shows done or they wanted demonstrations, I would take reptiles to wherever they needed to give the lectures and stuff. So it was like, it's just, it's hard some days because I take a lot of it personal.
Sure.
Because I want my family here, my family participates in it, and I'm trying to understand. It's hard for me, and I'm getting easier with it now because government's slow. And it's like everything we do is just slow, and I'm like everybody else. Come on, let's just get it done.
Let's do it, yeah.
Yeah, and it takes a lot.
What is one of your favorite things about Williamsport?
Favorite?
It's tough.
That is.
It's like your favorite.
Honestly,
child.
yeah. It's like
or one of your
because we
favorite
were
things
just
about
talking about the
living there.
museum, and the museum is phenomenal. Our barn's beautiful. I like all of our events. My favorite thing to do, I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get to do it every day. So
you get to represent your town.
I do. I get to represent them and get to try to get everything flowing in here from everybody. Like I try to tell them, we have all together with the entire town limits, got to be over 30 businesses, but we have 750 households too at the same time. So, your constituents, trying to listen to them and the households, but at the same time, we're trying to help businesses with Main Street. And it's difficult.
I love the C&O Canal. I love it. I spent so much time going down there, biking, walking, running. I think that's something also that just makes Williamsport so special.
Having a national park at your back door, is great. But when you grow up there, we've always had it.
Yeah.
You know, I grew up running back and forth down there at 2 a.m. So a lot of people say that, and I'm like, because we always see it, you know, I use it all the time. I like going down there and doing that, but I also like sitting in the park. I mean, we got the new arch there that talks to the kids, has a creepy voice that makes it even more fun. I think it does.
Can you tell us what that sounds like?
It's hey, you want to play?
Oh, perfect.
Right. And it's like, you know, and when it first turned on, it startled a lot of people, but I like just seeing the kids down there playing. All our daycares go down there. I mean, our pool is in that same area, and I guess everybody knows, you know, with the pool with me is it's a pool and it needs to be taken care of. And a lot of times we've had some incidences where the water wasn't quite right and these things would happen. So I took a more personal approach into the pool to help the kids get through it all. And it's like, you know, it's been great.
With the last minute or so that we have left here, take us through the Festival of Lights, the drive-through display, because this is maybe it's the least hidden treasure that you have in Williamsport. But for those who don't know, this is a free drive-through Christmas light extravaganza.
Yeah. So when the parade ends, we will do a countdown and the park lights up. And it is a drive-through free for everybody, but we do ask for a donation. You don't have to give it. You know, we just ask for it. It helps afford it, because right now, starting next week, those lights start getting looked at and see what needs replaced. Then they start going up, and our small group of 3 has to do that with the help of a state program we're in, but they have to do that and get it set up and run the day-to-day.
Well, I encourage everyone to visit you this year for that, because that is going to be
it's always the line for that, you know. I live in Williamsport, and that line's going out to McDonald's on some nights. And it's painful, and we've tried 1 million, and we'll get another 1 million ways that we are told how to do it. And we've tried so many different ways around it. I told people, I'm just sorry about the lights. Don't
give up.
Yeah. Just we can't do much about it.
Well, Bill, we're going to have you back. I promise you that. And thank you so much for joining us.
All righty, guys. It's great being here again.
And coming up, we're going to take our last look at news and sports, and it's all powered by Legends Bar in Chambersburg. You can satisfy your sports fix at Legends Bar in Chambersburg with game day specials and cold brews. They are on Honeywell Avenue.
Want to save money on home energy costs? Make the right choice. Contact HomeRight Windows and Doors in Waynesboro, winner in Best of the Tri-State 2024. HomeRight Windows and Doors, Waynesboro, your best local window and door provider in the Tri-State. Today's replacement windows can really make a difference in your heating and cooling costs. They can also add to your home's resale value, and you could earn tax credits. To schedule a free in-home estimate, Google HomeRight Waynesboro or find them on Facebook. HomeRight Windows and Doors, Waynesboro, the right choice. As the weather cools down, it's time to warm up your car for the months ahead. You want service you can trust. You want Greencastle Lube Center. They handle all types of maintenance, from oil changes and tires to minor repairs. Don't wait until the cold arrives. Schedule your appointment now and see their full service menu online at greencastlelubecenter.com. Greencastle Lube Center, just off Exit 5 on I-81. And remember to say hi to Sky, the shop dog. Would you inhale nail polish remover? What about weed and grass killers? If your child vapes, they can be inhaling harmful chemicals found in cleaning products, rat poison, and pesticides. Vaping can negatively impact brain development, learning, and mood. Has your child been acting differently lately? More anxious or stressed? These can be signs of vaping. Take the time to talk to your child about the risks of vaping. This message brought to you by Teens for a Better Tomorrow and Chambersburg Cares. Project funded by NH28CE003640-05.
Chances are you're not hearing this ad while topping 100 in your Aston Martin or taking a spin around town in your Rolls Royce. But if you are, then Donald Trump's tax plan is for you. Just ask him.
You're rich as hell. We're going to give you a tax cut?
But if you're hearing this on your way to work or school pickup, if you're heading to the grocery store or wondering how long you can stretch that tank of gas, then your plan is Kamala Harris's plan. She'll make the wealthy and big corporations pay their fair share so she can give the middle class a tax cut, as well as $25,000 for first-time home buyers, $6,000 for first-time parents, and a $50,000 tax deduction for starting a new business. Because that guy in the cyber truck that just zoomed by doesn't need another break. But Kamala Harris knows you sure could use one. Paid for by FFPAC, ffpac.org, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. FFPAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Local and live, covering Franklin and Washington counties, it's Let's Talk Tri-State with Tiny and Katie.
Let's talk Tri-State. There's a staffing overhaul taking place in Chambersburg Area School District. They are doing a major restructuring of staff, and it's going to replace head teachers and deans and add or rework other positions critical to helping students in need and helping them to succeed. The $2.6 million staffing enhancements proposal is part of Superintendent Chris Bigger's plan to revamp district systems with the goal of improving education outcomes and the school's district's reputation in the community. The money comes from $8.2 million in additional state funding the district received this year. $8.2 million. That's a big number.
What I find interesting, if I can look at this for a second, is replacing head teachers with deans. Now, I understand what a dean is, but I don't understand in the arena of public education, what does that mean?
I don't know. In all of my years of teaching, we never had a dean.
No,
it was
nor
always
did I.
principal, vice principal. So I'm not sure about the ins and outs of that. I thought that was interesting wording as well. But if it's helping the students succeed, then that's what we're going to rally for.
Speaking of helping, we have two things to cover, and they are related about hurricane relief. So I'll cover the first one that you can get into Hagerstown, and Katie will cover the second one. Now, mind you, if you're in Hagerstown, you can do what Katie's going to talk about. If you're in Chambersburg, you can do the one I'm going to talk about. Officials at Hagerstown Community College are currently collecting supplies to help those affected by Hurricane Helene. They are working in coordination with Western Piedmont Community College in Burke County, North Carolina, to distribute the supplies. DM Bowman, God bless them, they made a trailer available to collect donations. A Bowman driver will then transport the supplies from HCC down to Burke County, North Carolina. Community members are invited to support this initiative by donating essential items. A complete list, and there's a long list, but it is available at hagerstowncc.edu/hurricane relief.
I'm so happy that we're really getting so many places that are getting involved with this and making it easy to donate different items.
And like we said before, is maybe you didn't feel comfortable donating cash, or making a credit card donation, and I get that.
And maybe you can't. It's times are tough right now, but maybe you do have that pile of clothes that don't fit you anymore.
A stack of dog food, cat food.
Exactly, that you're not sure what to do with it. This might be great. And so if you are in the Chambersburg area or north of the Mason-Dixon, anywhere really, but just, for location's sake, Dick's Cabinetry and Flooring is going to be taking donated items and taking them down to those in need in North Carolina. The hours to donate, you can donate today between 3 and 6, tomorrow between 8 a.m. and 1 p.m., and Sunday 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. The trailer is going to be located at Dick's, which is 1649 Lincoln Way East. It's across from Lowe's in Chambersburg. There are, like you mentioned earlier as well, a long list of items, but just a few. They're looking for diapers, wipes, baby food, formula, body wipes, packaged meal kits, ready-to-eat soups, stews, high-protein shakes, snacks, flashlights, batteries, towels, gloves, work gloves, personal hygiene supplies, toilet paper, coolants, water, disinfectant. I mean,
just think of those basic necessities
that
you need for your everyday life. There is a need for that in both of these instances.
And if you find Dick's Cabinetry and Flooring on Facebook, they have the whole list right there. But a couple different ways you can help out and get involved. And of course, I know a lot of different places are accepting cash, and they are getting that cash down to the people who have the boots on the ground there to help out. So lots of ways that you can get involved and help.
Absolutely.
And now let's take another look at sports with Andy.
Last night in American League Championship Series action, the Cleveland Guardians got a win against the New York Yankees, the win going to Pedro Avila with the loss going to Clay Holmes. Homering for the New York Yankees was Stanton with his third home run on the postseason and Judge with his second home run on the postseason. For the Cleveland Guardians, Fry knocked one out of the park, making his second home run in playoff action, and Noel also notched a home run with his first home run in the American League Championship Series. Also claiming a win last night was the Los Angeles Dodgers over the New York Mets in the National League Championship Series. The Dodgers hammered the Mets 10-2, recording 12 hits on the night. with Evan Phillips getting the win for the Dodgers. Jose Quintana got the loss for the New York Mets, and the Los Angeles Dodgers now lead the championship series for the National League 3-1. Tonight, we'll see more action in the Major League Baseball playoffs. The Dodgers take on the Mets in the National League Championship Series Game 5. That kicks off at 5:08, while the Yankees battle the Guardians once again in the American League Championship Series Game 4. The Yankees lead the series 2-1. In a rather stunning result last night, the Denver Broncos took down the New Orleans Saints in Thursday Night Football action. Make sure you catch all the action for the NFL this weekend. Kicking off at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time as the Patriots battle Jacksonville in London. Seattle takes on Atlanta at 1 o'clock. Also having 1 o'clock games. Tennessee taking on Buffalo. Cincinnati traveling to Cleveland. Houston traveling to Green Bay. Miami traveling to Indianapolis. Detroit traveling to Minnesota, possibly for the game of the week, while Philadelphia battles New York in New York. And at 4:05, we have Vegas taking on the Los Angeles Rams, while Carolina takes on the Washington Commanders. And at 4:25, Kansas City battles San Francisco, another candidate for game of the week for the NFL. And New York battles Pittsburgh on Sunday Night Football. There's a doubleheader matchup for Monday Night Football, Baltimore taking on Tampa Bay at 8:15, while Los Angeles Chargers battle the Arizona Cardinals, kicking off at 9 p.m.
If you'd like to be featured on the Coach's Corner with Andy, email coach at 921thegoat.com.
It's football season, and there's no better place to catch the game than Legends Bar in Chambersburg, the hottest spot in town. Located on Hollywell Avenue, they've got everything you need to make game day unforgettable. With ice-cold beer, delicious bites, and all major sporting events streamed live, you're covered. And the best part, also food and drink specials like burgers and draft specials on Mondays, or empanadas and margarita specials on Tuesdays. Plus, enjoy free pool tables every Wednesday and Sunday. So come on down to Legends Bar, the hottest bar in Chambersburg.